So Impact actually trending here because of Eric Young, former name from WWE. Cultaholic Wrestling at Cultaholic. Eric Young is reportedly set to return to WWE following his on-screen death in Impact Wrestling. That's right. I said on-screen death. There is currently no word on when he will make his return to WWE, but he is expected to be back under Triple H's leadership at some point in the future. Puddy, I have to ask you, man. You're more about Impact than anyone else I know. At this point in the game, what does Eric Young bring to the table if he comes back to WWE?
Everything, man. Also depends on how he's pushed.
Everything. Okay.
Depends on how he's booked, how he's pushed, how he's packaged. If we're going to regroup him up with Nikki Cross and do the whole sanity thing again,
will that work? That's what I was thinking right away. Are they going to redo sanity?
I don't think so. But if they did, I'm not against it because they never really got a full shot on the main roster anyway.
They were interesting in NXT from the little bit that I've seen of them.
They were very popular in NXT.
Yeah.
I think they were tag team champions at one point.
Right.
So and I was excited to see them on the main roster. I was in NXT at the time. But then Vince didn't give a shit about them. So they're going to reunite these two. Okay. But Eric Young is amazing. He's the heart and soul of Impact when he first came in. And then when he got released by WWE, he went back to Impact, his hometown. Within 2 months, he was champion. That's how of a talent this guy is. He's good on the mic, good look to him. His character work is amazing.
I will say this: his character work is amazing. I do agree with that. He's on the older side, though, isn't he? He's in his 40s.
I think so. Early 40s, maybe.
Early 40s. So that's what I mean. At this juncture, I don't see him being a world champion in WWE. I just don't.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that feels kind of crowded at the point, anyway. But
he did an Impact, great, good for him. But WWE is a different ballpark. I think he would be a great leadership role. They say bringing him back to WWE. They're not necessarily saying in-ring talent, though. I mean, he could very well be a producer, and he would be a great producer for WWE. A great creative mind for future young talent there. I think he would be a good asset in that point. As far as in-ring competitor, I think he would just be there to put over younger talent.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that, I guess. I mean,
I know him and Triple H have a great relationship in NXT. They kept that relationship post NXT. I think he just wants to work with Triple H. Triple H is so far nothing but A+ reviews from everybody we've heard from.
That's what it sounds like. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think he wants to work with him, learn from him. Maybe he wants to be more backstage. Who knows? But I think his in-ring career is not over. I mean, because LA Knight's also up there too.
That is true. That is true.
If he does come back, he'll get a hot shot into some sort of program, some sort of mid-card title picture. But anyway, I'm down for this, man. Eric Young was awesome. Watching that on Impact.
What is the better version of Eric Young for you, though? Would it be what he did in Impact or what he did in NXT?
I didn't know too much of his NXT career. What Sanity was, I'm not too sure. I wasn't too familiar with it. I didn't follow it back then. But what he was doing with Violent by Design and Impact was insane.
It was insane, and I think his better work is there. Personally, from what I saw in Sanity with NXT, it seems like a little bit more watered down version of that.
So he proved he can still go.
He can go.
So he could be a talent in the ring, even if it is to put younger talent over.
But would that style fit the main roster? Is basically what I'm saying. Is what I'm asking. With that style, would his creative ability does? Because he is a violent son of a bitch. That's what he brings to the table. Can that work on the main roster with sponsors like USA and Fox?
Yeah, see, why not? Give it a shot.
I don't know. And that part I do question because I feel like he does have to tone it down.
His promo about Violent by Design and this is not your world, and all these poetic sayings he's doing and saying back in Violent by Design days. What's the difference between that and what Bray Wyatt is doing right now? Given a chance with Triple H and Helm, I think it could work this time. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go win a world championship, but he might enter a program with Roman Reigns.
Do you think he would go toe to toe with Roman Reigns for real?
Oh, absolutely. Hands down, in the ring wise,
No,
absolutely. He could. Well, it depends on how he's packaged and pushed. Yeah, I think so.
I personally don't see that. I think
Wow,
I think he
surprise.
stays.
Mark that disagrees with me.
I think he stays far away from Roman Reigns. Like unless like he's part of a package deal. Like say like he's part of one of the Wyatt Six, if you will.
No way.
Maybe
He
that's
has to be on his
that.
own.
Well, then I don't see him getting any close to Roman Reigns at all. I just don't.
I
I
will make a
think
bet on that.
let's go.
We'll talk
What's
off
the
air about
bet?
the details, but we'll make it. I'm willing to say Eric Young, Roman Reigns sometime in 2023.
I highly doubt that. I highly
Okay.
doubt they put him with him. We'll see
Not,
about that. But
not saying right away because they're not putting Bray Wyatt with him right away because they can't. Where else is going to
no,
go? Eric Young eventually is good fodder for, like we just mentioned, 10 minutes ago, he's making another lap. He's a fresh face, somebody new. A lot of the audience doesn't know who this guy even is.
and we're also assuming Eric Young's going to be in the main roster. For all we know, he's going to go to NXT or he'd just be backstage.
He's not backstage. He'll be on air. He's in the ring. He's too good of a talent not to be in the ring.
We'll see about that.
I will
Anywho,
see about that. I will see about that.
listen, great creative mind. Great creative mind. I think in that aspect alone, WWE gets a huge win having Eric Young back in the roster, back in their team. Anything else goes with that. Like
It's
I
just
feel like
it just seems like
his ceiling is very limited.
because it's the stigmata of him being an Impact wrestler.
Is
A lot of
it?
think, oh, he's an Impact main eventer. He's an Impact player. He can't make you the big time. Let's prove him wrong again.
He's not marketable.
Okay.
He's not like a
Okay.
WWE guy per se that could
Because he's
you
what,
know
bald and muscular?
push like merchandise. That's why I don't
Depends on the
also see him
character.
being a main event player though.
Okay.
And that's fine that's fine that he's not. You know, I do like Eric Young what he brings to the table. I
It
just
does not
don't
sound
see
like
him
it.
being. I just don't see him being like that main event guy.
Okay.
There's a huge difference there. There are plenty of guys that can't be main event guys,
Okay.
but they do good work.
That's right. We'll see
Like
what happens.
everyone in wrestling has a role.